now rise back from recess. Prior to going on recess, we offered the House our reasons behind certain provisions that we've included and have taken out. And so I will now hand the floor over to the House to determine whether these provisions whether we're going to keep these provisions or make changes to them or take them out completely. And so I recognize co-chair.
Thank you, Chairman Manglonia. Since the vice chair was the one that started with the provisions, I'm gonna hand it over to him because he was the one that was explaining all of those. And we can start with 403. Yes.
Thank you, Vice President. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I believe that under 403, we've already got we got the clear understanding from, was it OPM, regarding the sick leave? So that's already taken care of. Under section 501, which is the reprogramming authority for the administration, we've corrected that language. And I believe it's for active employees or personnel, right?
The additional 50% shall not be used for hiring and active personnel. Yes.
Okay.
If you want to hear the legal counsel, you
Shall not be,
Shall not be used for any hiring personnel and active salary adjustments for active personnel.
Okay. That's clear. And then the salary cap, we agreed to that, pending the appendix portion. That's section 603. Under section 605, we'll be working on that language. Under section 606 and 607, I guess when I was away, the agreement was to remove those provisions and make standalone legislations. So under 703, Mr. Chairman and Vice President, I think we had to make the language clear under D that outside source funds to restore the reduced work hours of the judicial branch shall also include the revolving accounts.
Yes.
So it's clear that they can use their revolving accounts. And I believe that'd be likewise to other entities now. And with the legislative branch, I think there's an understanding that the decision is going to be made upon the funds for the legislative bureau's functions.
So no further changes to like G or.
I think the Senate put 1 million, no, on that. We'll leave those open.
Table.
Table G. Okay, table G under legislative branch, correct?
For co-chair, you.
And under section 706, I believe that the understanding that is that the municipality of Rhoda will be giving up 3 NOPs to the Division of Customs. And this is inclusive of the funding source as well,
We're
Mr.
just transferring the monies over, yes.
Okay. And under 707 with the section B, well, that's going to be further discussed. Table for now.
Sorry, going back to 704.
704?
Yeah. Sorry. Are we changing the presiding officers to LB?
I think that the
In
language
regards
was
to-
I think that the understanding of the members was going to be determined of the actual funds and if the legislative bureau is going to be able to function uh, with its outside source.
No, but in terms of the D. Oh, no.
It's going to be the C or D. The C and D needs going to be
No, sorry.
dependent-
Yeah, C. Sorry.
Strike out C, right?
Well, this it's going to be the authority of the presiding officers, right? But without the legislative bureau having enough funds, it'd be kind of unproductive to say that we're working 80 hours, knowing the fact that the staff's going to be working 80 hours and they're not going to be able to pay 80 hours. We don't need to relive the 17th legislature.
Okay.
I think it's dependent on the final product, no, of the numbers that's going to be appropriated. I mean, Chair, can we go on recess before I share this information?
Short recess. You still have the floor.
Thank you, Vice President. And I think under 707, which is the second Centaur District, we'll keep that in for discussion as Senator Neighbors is not with us currently. Under 709, Maybe we can keep that for now, Mr. Vice President, because we're still talking about the holiday, so that our potential discussions or
Wait,
it's there for further discussion
which, sorry?
under E 709E.
709E.
This is regarding the inter island medical referral. As you know, we've always appropriated to make sure that the inter island medical referral is taken care of because it's very unfortunate for the first and second senatorial district when they come to Saipan for medical services. So I think we will keep that for now. And there's 710. I think that was kind of what the understanding with Medicaid, correct? With the Senate members.
Yes.
And we, okay, 11 is good, 12 is good. 13. And then we just fix the 801, no, with the outside sources. Is the understanding from communications that we're not getting compact impact money for this fiscal year, none
Correct.
of the territories. No. And I think we're good for now. Mr. Chairman, I yield. Thank you, Vice President.
Thank you, Vice Chair. Any other members? Recognize co-chair.
Thank you, Chairman Maglonia. And just for clarification with regards to Section 707 and the 24 employees, I do recall now, remember how these employees were, I don't want to say defunded. At the time when the House was deliberating, each agencies and departments were currently filling positions on those vacants, and we weren't getting we didn't get an accurate number, and the chairman, or at the time, Chairman Yumo, just we decided as a ways and means that we were to stop the hiring, and it just so happened that I did looked at my notes, and I asked one of the LB staff, did we recall any comments from the mayors with regards to filling this position? I know we feel we understood there was some announcements that were going on, so we left. I believe we left that alone, but the main that was affected was DPS and fire that had most of those positions. And when we were talking or speaking with the commissioner of public safety, that there was no I guess cycle that's going to happen this year. We decided that, to get an accurate number of what vacants that we were going to remove from the budget. It just so happened that Tinian, the second senator, was the one mostly affected by it. The second senate, the first senatorial didn't have any, so that's why it didn't reflect. And now I understand where the 24 municipal employees, and because I was trying to telling to one of my colleagues here that I don't remember defunding that, but because the mayor, when he submitted I guess under the 602, there was 26 employees that were going to be funded by, I guess, $1,035,000. So that got kind of lost in the translation, and we thought these were the employees, and now we understand that these are separate employees from the 24. the 26 employees that was encumbered under 602 is currently, I'm assuming it's currently under the second senatorial's municipal hires. So it's only the 24 that was taken out of the budget, and that's how I understood it now. Is that correct, or?
Recognize Senator Cruz.
Yeah, Chairman, you're correct. That's two different.
Yeah, and that's where we
the-
got
The
where we
24
got
is under
lost
the
in
mayor,
the,
and
yeah,
those that are been defunded is DFMs and DPS.
right,
I think 5 from DFMs and 14 from DPS.
right.
But as far as the one you mentioned about academy, I know that there's no academy at this point, but those are essential and critical no department that no that shouldn't be defunded, because if some of those police officers that resigned in the past, they're willing to come back, we cannot feel that without fun. And Tinian, there's a lot of activity happening there. The military divert, the project on the at the dock, and I think there's another additional project up north. And we're putting, if we don't find officers to fill this position, we're gonna put Tinian in jeopardy. I don't know how the department can be able to enforce if because I know that different construction are coming into Tinian, and there will be an additional people residing in Tinian because of the military activity. So I asked that these two essential and critical department shouldn't be defunded. So we're dealing with the livelihood and the members of the general public in Tinian. And I don't know if you guys know that a lot of from the resident of Sapan also going down to Tinian because they are working under the black construction. So the most important, Chairman and members of the House, the protection of our community. I know that we have this drug problem, but not only drug problem. Once the activity, the military activity, and the construction is ongoing and on a full scale, we're gonna need a lot of this enforcement, law enforcement, and also defense to provide the essential services to the people that needs that service when it comes to the point that they there's a and we don't wish that crisis should happen on the island Tinian, but I ask that these two, if there's other position or from any agency that are not filled, and it's in the position that if you don't fill and the time expired, then that's the problem. But as far as defense and DPS, it's very critical, man. And I'm asking you guys to consider not defunding this. And I'm speaking also for all law enforcement. I've seen Saipan and other department have been defunded, and these are the department that shouldn't be defunded. These people, they watch us. We're sleeping. They watch us 24/7. And if that's the case, that you guys defund and give it back to the mayor, as we all know that all departments there, on a department budget hearing, they mentioned that whenever they are short on funding, they come to the mayor. So if they come to the mayor with that funds that you gave the mayor is the same, and it's gonna be more. The mayor will not be assisting them because those are their funds that they are taking away from the department. And I continue to ask that law enforcement, DPS, and defense shouldn't be defund because they are national. We call it national security or island security. We were sleeping and they're watching us. So I think we should be mindful that this is a very very critical and essential department that shouldn't be defunded. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Well, thank you, Senator Cruz. I think, Coach, you still have the floor.
Yeah, and I'm just to let the second senator district, just to let them know that that was at the time it was removed because when ONB reported to us, they were filling those positions. So we wanted those positions to be not filled, and if they were filled, that we will not fund them for FY24. That was the whole intent. With regards to the employees that it just so happened that that the police department was one of them, and and the like I said, the our commissioner at the time said that they were not gonna fill. We didn't know that. Well, the mayor did inform us that they are planning to fill these positions. That they were allowed to train their own police officer. Doesn't need to be go through the cycle here. I think they were allowed to do that at one point. I think that's how I understood what the mayor um, informed the Ways and Means Committee. So now I kind of see uh, what Senator Carl was his concern was when he meant that we defunded it. So now I clearly see what it means now. And just to be clear, the 26 employees under the 602 is currently an outside staff that are going to be, I guess, hired, or are they are hired right now by the second senatorial district. And with that, I yield.
Yeah, just to thank you, Coach. I think just to provide some clarification also as well, and to kind of address some of the concerns. It seems like of the 135 under the Tinian mayor, of that, there are still 10 vacant FTEs that haven't been budgeted. But I think if the mayor uh, can identify some ARPA money that could fill this, it could be one of the ways in which the mayor can hire um, cadets that could later become police officer one. Because during our hearing, um, they weren't able to fill these police positions because one of the requirement of a PO1 is, I think, to have gone through academy. But because these applicants haven't gone through academy, they can't even qualify. So I'm not sure why Tinian didn't reclassify those positions as cadets in order to bring them on board. But we've approached the end of the fiscal year when that hasn't happened. And so with the 10 additional FTEs given to the mayor, he can hire them as cadets until there's such a time the DFEMS or DPS SIPEN establishes a cycle, or they figure out if they themselves can um, have their own cycle, just like how Rhoda did with the most recent the most recent conversion of cadets into PO1. But yeah, if there's nothing else in regards to the provision, I know these issues with Tinian is also more on the schedule side, with the exception of the language on the outside source being transferred in. We'll recess to until tomorrow to discuss the remaining two provisions and go into the schedule. Um, anything else from the members? I recognize Senator
Just
Cruz.
in addition to that, the fund, no DPS on defense. Now that DPS is short on staff, and I'm pretty sure that they're incurring a lot of overtime. And if we fund that, how they're gonna be able to pay for the overtime? But if that fund is still there, even though the academy is not gonna take place anytime soon, they can use that available funding to cover those overtime. But now, I don't know, without the funding, that law enforcement is always they always have an unexpected no overtime, and those are not overtimes are not no funded.
Mhm.
So with that, they can use that. But absent that, I don't know how we can be able to pay the overtime for the law enforcement. I know Representative Jampo knows about that because he's once, I think,
Yeah.
the immigration officer when he knows about law enforcement.
No.
So thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Senator Cruz. Any other closing discussions to further deliberate on before we come back tomorrow? $7:30? 8:30. Everyone check their schedule already? Is there anything on the legislature calendar? No, none. Okay, we'll recess until 9:30 tomorrow, September 20th. So we are now in recess.